Hi, it's Debbie Williams, and today we're going to talk about planning for inoculation against anything that could trip you up. One lady I remember working with, she'd done really well for 3 or 4 weeks, hadn't touched anything, was feeling great, was planning to go out the next day with a partner and their child, and she had this text out of the blue which said, "Oh, I'm just in your area. I can drop some off for you if you want." And immediately the button pressed and she was like, "Oh, that sounds nice. Oh, no, I shouldn't. Oh, but I want to." It had got inside her head and she said yes. "Oh, yeah, okay, drop it off," because she thought, "Oh, my husband's out. Maybe I can have a sneaky one." And as soon as she'd said yes, she immediately regretted it, wanted to phone the person back and say, don't come. Um, but before she could, there was a knock on the door. She paid for it and then thought, "Oh, I don't really want to do this, but I do. Oh, okay, I'll do it because it's there." And it completely ruined that evening when her husband came home because he could see she was on it. It ruined the next day because the arguments continued. So it's ideally, if you can delete and block your dealer's numbers, that would be a useful thing to do so that they can't trip you up at any point in the future. Also, because these are salespeople, sometimes they'll phone from different numbers and catch you unawares. So if you can't change your phone, then we need to inoculate that if somebody does phone out of the blue, you've already got a rehearsal to say to them of saying something along the lines of, if you pick the phone up, "Do not ever call this number again. You know, my partner has threatened if I didn't delete and block all the people, she's going to pass on the numbers to the police. Now I think you just better back off because she's got all the numbers and now she'll go through my phone, she'll find this one and she'll be questioning me. Just never, ever contact me again." And see, if you imagine practicing that in advance, then if somebody does come out of the blue, you're already, "Why are you phoning me? Who's this? Why are you phoning me from this number? Don't ever do this again. My wife, blah, blah, blah." Does that make sense? Because if you don't and somebody knocks you unawares and you go ahead and you do it, you're definitely going to hate yourself the next day. You're going to think, "Why the hell did I do that?" Because Coke is an inch of pleasure, a mile of pain in how it affects not only you in how you feel, but everybody around you. So, okay, think on of what you can do to inoculate in the future. And again, going to parties and stuff like that, of having a plan that if somebody tries to offer you something, you hear yourself saying, "Oh, mate, I don't do that paranoid dust anymore." And again, if it's the first time that you're going to a party or a wedding, I would recommend really going low on the drink, or having a plan if you're there a long time, 2 drinks, get to that merry place, water, water, water. When that merry place starts to wear off, then maybe another 2 drinks and food as well. And see yourself waking up the next day with a smile that lets you know, "Oh, that was a fantastic event and I'm so proud of myself. And when so-and-so offered me some, I said, oh, I don't do that paranoid dust." And maybe you could even expand saying, if they try and push it on you, "Oh, you're boring." "What, boring? Paranoid dust?" Do you ever have that, the emotion afterwards where you cry like a little girl because it just makes you emotional? I don't want to be a druggie, It's not heroin, but it does the same sort of thing when you think about it. It's just got a good sales job, And if you go on and on at that person, they go, "All right, mate, all right, mate, all right, mate, you're spoiling my fun." They will avoid you like the plague. And, once you've done that once, it's game over, and you will be able to, if you wanted to, be in the company of these people. Often when I've worked with clients, they've gone back into the environment and they say things to people, "How are you going to feel in the morning? Is it really doing it for you now?" And what happens over time in different areas, I suddenly start getting one person who recommends to friends and then work through that whole area of different people coming. And, you can change inch by inch your behaviour. And you must have friends that you can go out with that don't do that, or that can take it or leave it, and you tell them up front, whatever I say, please don't, mention that. And my goal tonight is to have a couple of drinks and then some water, maybe an early night, so that I can prove to myself I can do this. And this is a great thing to add to your happiness success journal to reinforce, yeah, brain, this is what I want. Okay, great talking to you today. Bye now.